Tonight on DCTV Sports, we have the River Rivalry as the Tinora Rams host the Ayersville Pilots. In the midst of freezing and even sub-zero temperatures, this contest tonight will more than likely be heated between these two rivals that goes back 50 years when girls basketball got its beginning here in the heart of Northwest Ohio. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Emerald, as Brent Balbinot would say. And I'm Scoop Miller alongside Kirsten Manning saying thank you for joining us and welcome to the Ramble Rock, as I would say, here at Tinora High School as we welcome you aboard the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show as we bring you Green Meadows Conference girls basketball action on DCTV Sports. If you have braved the brutal cold temps to get here tonight, you might be in store for some red-hot action out on the hardwood in what's always been a very competitive rivalry. And Kirsten, you have played in this rivalry. Tell us a little bit about what makes this such a special rivalry.
You know, I always love when we would go up against Tinora. You've been playing against these girls for pretty much as long as you've been in basketball. You know them. You might even be friends with them, and you want to bring out the most effort that you can when you come to Tinora, whether they come to you. Either way, you always put in even a little bit more effort, I would think. I think it's going to be a tough battle for these teams tonight.
And Kirsten, I think both these teams, they've had their ups and downs this season. Both teams currently searching for a win. And when you have a contest like tonight, it's going to certainly be competitive. You have two teams really hungry to get that win. What do you think is going to be important for both these teams when they come out of the gates here today?
I think number one thing is that they should definitely make sure they keep their cool. Sometimes when you go up against your rival like this, you get a little hot, you get a little nervous, but I think they just need to stay calm and stay cool and just go out and play what they know best. I think that it's going to be tough as they both are 0-5 in the GMC, and going forward, whoever wins, they'll have the bragging rights, one would say. So this will be good.
And Kirsten, as you've alluded to, when you get to this stage, these kids know each other so well. You've mentioned they probably have played basketball together since they started dribbling the ball way back in elementary school. But during the last 10 seasons, these two teams have met 14 times on the hardwood, with both the Pilots and the Rams each winning 7. And of those 14 contests, 7 have been decided by single digits or less. So, Kirsten, how do you see this playing out tonight? Do you see this as another one of those tight games? Or are you going to show your Ayersville bias and put the Pilots down as heavy favorites?
I would say I think it's going to be a tough one, knowing that a while back at the DPT tournament, Ayersville did win that game. Now Tenora's had time to practice, and who knows what they're going to bring out tonight. They've had time to watch film and study up, and they might show up and show out against Ayersville and be making all their shots.
Well, personally, I think I have to agree with you. You know, when I look back at how these two teams' seasons have unfolded, I think we might have one of those nail-biters here tonight, as both these teams have had their recent struggles. The Rams come in on a 6-game losing streak while also having dropped 12 of 13. Meanwhile, Ayersville kind of limps in, having lost 3 straight, 5 of the last 6, and also losing their leading scorer, Kendra Walden, who's out for the remainder of the season with an injury. And with Waldron, who also led the Pilots in steals, assists, shooting percentage. Kirsten, with that said, how do you see the Pilots maybe trying to offset the absence of Kendra Waldron, especially on the offensive side here tonight?
I think that they're definitely going to have to come out and work as a team, trying to get everybody to get touches on the ball and get some good shots up. You can't just have a one-woman show tonight. Missing Kendra is definitely going to be a huge loss against Ayersville. I know going out, most teams are going to say, yep, our goal is to shut Kendra down. Now they're going to have to play a little bit differently, knowing that she's not there. And they're kind of going to have to spread out a little bit more than what they did last time they played.
Yeah, I also think, from a defensive side of things, I think that's where this game is really going to be won tonight. You know, both these teams, we mentioned, without Kendra Walden, there's 14-plus points a game that's no longer available to Coach Tim Nicely. And you talked about the importance of maybe other people stepping up. But, Tinora is also a team that struggled to score points. The Rams come in shooting just 22% from the field on the year, and also just 17% from beyond the arc, just 50% from the stripe. And an interesting stat to note, Tinora has only scored 30 or more points 4 times this season. So they have to get it done on defensive end, knowing that they're not going to put points on the board. How important is it for the Rams to maybe get off to a quick start here tonight?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be really important. I know one thing that I remember Tim always telling us was our goal is to keep every team we played to 30 points. If you do that, you're going to win games. And knowing that that's what they have every night or every game, I think that's going to be hard for them to step it up. I hope that both teams give all their effort tonight and just do what they know how to do.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break and come back and break this one down in more detail. It's the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance. Earning your trust, one satisfied customer at a time. Visit us online at drivebobestill.com. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this short break. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Welcome back to Tinora High School as we edge closer to the Superior Credit Union opening tip-off between the 5-12 Ayersville Pilots and the 3-15 Tinora Rams. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups brought to us tonight by Baker Schindler Company. That's Baker Schindler Company, proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, baker-schindler.com. Well, first we'll start with the visitors from Ayersville. As we mentioned, the Pilots come in 5 wins, 12 losses on the season. And there you take a look at their starting lineup. As Coach Tim Nicely will start out junior Hannah Allstater. Allstater comes in scoring 6.8 points per ball game. Also shoots 53% from the free throw line. Senior Ariel Brown will get the start tonight. She comes in scoring about 2 points a game. 57% free throw shooter for the Pilots. Also starting will be Avery Knieven, the junior, who comes in averaging 6.5 points per contest, leads the team with the absence of Kendra Walden at the free throw line, shooting 66%. And also Kendall Boer, a sophomore, 6-footer, comes in scoring 6.5 points a game, shoots 48% from the stripe. She was an honorable mention all GMC performer a year ago. And making her first start here tonight will be Anne-Marie Sigler, the 5-foot freshman who comes in scoring just a point a game, but with the absence of Waldron, she's being asked to handle the ball handling here tonight. What do you think is going to be one of the keys there as far as Ayersville getting off to a good start?
I just want to give a shout out to Amory. I've seen her start in the first showing up these first couple games, and just watching her grow. She's a tremendous sense on the court. She knows basketball, so I'm excited to see her be starting tonight. But one thing is definitely keep a cool, and whatever play they start out with, just run it to the fullest that they can, and just come out strong.
Well, there you have it. Ayersville starting lineup. Again, 2 seniors, a junior, a sophomore, and a freshman to start for veteran coach Tim Nicely. On the flip side, for the Tinora Rams of Coach Doug Plasman in his first season, the Rams will start 1 senior, 2 juniors, and 2 sophomores. And there you take a look. The only senior in the starting lineup tonight for the Rams will be Christina Meyer, a 5'8 senior, comes in scoring 4 points a game, nearly 5 rebounds per contest. Sophomore Ella Holmeyer will be the point guard tonight for the Rams. She comes in averaging just north of 6 points, just over 4 rebounds, leads the Rams as far as field goal shooting, and also leads the Rams in 3-point shooting, and also leads the Rams in free throw shooting. So I think certainly an area Coach Plasman would like to see her maybe get some more shots. And then Kate Zimmerman, 5'6 junior, scoring just under a point a game, will be at one of the guard spots. And then Hadley Spieth, a 5'9 sophomore, comes in scoring nearly 4 points a game. She will get the nod. And then Madison Spangler, the 5'7 junior, she's going to be, I think, one of the keys tonight. She comes in, leading the Rams, and not only scoring at 10 points a game, but also rebounding at 6 points a game. How are Ayersville going to attack a Madison Spangler to try to slow her down?
I think that watching her play Fairview, she did a great job trying to attack the basket, so I think you're going to have somebody step in to help and just shut down that paint and make her maybe take some more forced outside shots instead of an easy layup.
Well, those are your starting lineups, brought to you by Baker Schindler Company. Baker Schindler Company, proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. That's baker-schindler.com. We'll be right back with more of your Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. You're watching DCTV Sport.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Back at Tinora High School, as we edge closer and closer to our pregame tip-off, I'm Scoop Miller alongside Kirsten Manning. And now it's time for our Keys to the Game, brought to you by Northwest State Community College. Northwest State Community College, your key to great career opportunities begins with a great education at Northwest State. Visit northweststate.edu or call 419-267-1320 today. And Kirsten, let's start with the Ayersville Pilots, led by veteran head coach Tim Nicely. In his sixth season here at Ayersville, probably nearly 30 overall if you go back to all the stops he's been at. What do you think it's going to be important here for Coach Nicely and his team to come out and get the W here tonight?
So first off, they definitely need to make sure they keep their turnovers to under 20. Going forward in the season and looking back, they've averaged 20 turnovers every game, and that's not going to help you win games at all. So keeping it below 20, that's just how a lot of them have been lost, but I think tonight they can go on the up. Keeping it under 20 allows them to get organized and set the defense. And then secondly, communication on defense is going to be huge. Calling cuts, being early to help is going to be quite helpful for the team. If they can keep the ball safe and connect on defense, I think they have a really good shot at winning this game.
On the flip side, for first-year head coach Doug Plasman and the Rams, what do you think they need to do to come out with a victory here tonight?
First off, they need to work on protecting the paint. You've got a couple tall girls on the Ayersville team. They need to keep the ball out of the middle, show bodies early, and make everything tough at the rim. This is going to force Ayersville into some contested jumpers instead of easy layups. And then at the other end, just attacking the rim. Last game we watched, they all had a lot of good shot attempts. Nothing was falling. So I think just making sure they are taking those good shots, and they can keep going forward with that, and it'll be good.
Those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Northwest State Community College. Northwest State Community College, your key to great career opportunities begins with a great education at Northwest State. Visit northweststate.edu or call 419-267-1320 today. We will take a quick break. We'll be right back with more of the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street, Defiance, earning your trust, one satisfied customer at a time. Visit us online at drivebobestill.com. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
But there you see the crowd continues to file in on another brutally cold evening here in Defiance County, with the wind chill temps tonight to once again be well below sub-zero temperatures. So enjoy the heat, which we're about to see in tonight's River rivalry, as the longtime rivals Ayersville and Tinora are about to square things off. And again, this rivalry goes way back when all throughout the years of the GMC. Both these teams have had some success in their historic traditions, Ayersville comes in winners of 6 GMC championships. The last ones being a three-peat back in the 2014, 2015, 26 seasons. Boy, led by Molly Hammersmith, who was an all-state performer, coached by Julie Gusweiler and Larry Freshour. And then on the Rams side, the Rams come in with 5 GMC championships, the last one being in 2010. And I believe that's when Rich Thiel coached the Rams. In fact, they were back-to-back GMC champs in 09 and 10. Before that, I think you had to go back to the 94 season where Christina Bainfeld, a Tinora alumnus, was their head coach. And again, these teams we've mentioned have met 14 times. They've split those 14 times just in the last 10 seasons alone. And again, we've talked about the importance of Kirsten getting off to a hot start here. You've got a great crowd here. This is senior night here for Tinora, as the Rams will kind of finish on a road trip or a road swing, so to speak, because the last 4 games for Tinora this year will all be on the road at Holgate, Kalida, Hicksville, and Montpelier. And honestly, Kirsten, I think those are winnable games. So I think that puts even more emphasis on tonight. Give yourselves a shot in the arm, get a little momentum going, pick up a huge win in this River rivalry.
Yeah, I think it's always fun playing at your home court. You have the crowd. You're going to kind of be playing towards the crowd in a sense, but you want to kind of, keep your mind shut off from outside and just focus on your game. I definitely think those games that are coming up are winnable for them, so winning here tonight and then going forward would be super good for the Tinora Rams.
And as far as Tinora, this is the team that typically has been tough here playing at home, but they've had some struggles this year. The Rams just 2-8 here at what I call the Ramble Rock. And on the flip side, the Pilots just 2-8 in road games. Their only road wins this year were at Pettisville and Holgate. So again, I think the fact that even though these teams have both come in on some losing streaks, I have to feel the confidence is going to be high on both sides here tonight.
Yes, definitely. You always know playing your rival that there's going to be a lot more people there, and just going forward, whether they're home or away, winning at an away game is always super good because you come back and you get in some good days of practice, and then you can come in strong preparing for the next couple games.
And another thing I think it's going to happen tonight, we mentioned both these teams have not had a ton of close games this season. So this one, I believe, the way this season's unfold for both these teams, I believe this could be a game that comes down to that fourth quarter. And both these teams admittedly have struggled closing out games. The Pilots 0-4 in single-digit games this year. Meanwhile, the Rams just 1-3 in single-digit games. So not only is one of these teams going to get the win tonight, but probably going to get it done where it comes to some key plays in the fourth quarter. Who do you see maybe stepping up for both sides here tonight?
I definitely think it could be a pretty even battle, I think. I definitely think a big thing is going to be making sure that those players don't get in foul trouble, because that could really impact the fourth quarter. I think I'm going to lead more towards the Ayersville side just based on they won at DPT, but who knows how this is going to turn out.
Yeah, and let's talk about that earlier game on December 8th at the Dog Pound there in Defiance, where Ayersville just had their way with the Rams. In fact, Ayersville pulled out an impressive 50-20 win, winning by 30 points. Boy, does that affect the mindset for either team coming in here tonight? Do you think that game back on December 8th is really going to kind of play in tonight's game, or do you think that's a non-factor?
I think it would be, specifically for the Pilots. I know when we would play, you kind of get in your head like, oh, this team doesn't have a good record, we're going to beat them. So that might stick out in their head. We'll just play the same way that we did last time and it'll work, but that's not always the scenario. And then going with the Tinora, I see them trying to work harder, and they want to get that win for them.
I think that's probably going to be the toughest hurdle for the Rams to overcome tonight. The fact that, hey, we lost this team by 30 points not even 2 months ago. Have we improved that much that we can get the W here tonight? And on the flip side, Coach Tim Nicely understands. He's been around the game a long time. He understands that you can't overlook anybody, because especially when you're playing the road, you're playing the GMC, anything can happen. So as both teams here start to finish off the warm-ups and start heading to the respective benches, we'll take a look there at our veteran officiating crew there. Got three really good ones here tonight. These are three local guys that have called a lot of big games here across the years, so we welcome them here to Tinora High School in what should be a great basketball game before a great crowd here on senior night in Tinora.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a good night for both teams. I've worked with all three of these officials when I was playing, so I think they're going to do a great job. I just hope that both teams bring out all their effort tonight and that they put their hearts on the court.
And you know what? I think they will. Even though this really has no impact on as far as the GMC championship, it does have a lot of pride on the line here, and both these teams certainly have that. Right now, these are the only two teams without a GMC victory this season. So even though they're off to 0-5 starts in the GMC, I think they're both going to approach just like a championship game here tonight.
Yes, I think so too. And especially knowing that it's senior night and that Tenora's starting off with Christina Meyer, she's a senior, and knowing that she's probably going to be putting in a lot more effort, and I hope the team that supports her too, and I think that both teams have a good chance.
Well, we hit the 1 minute mark here before the start of this one, and we've got the pep band here for the Rams. Again, we've got a great crowd, and we will get ready now as for the Star Spangled Banner. And right now, the Star Spangled Banner, we're so blessed to have a proud sponsor, Defiance County veterans, who have just always been so supportive. The Defiance County Veterans Office is proud to support the local veterans and their families and to connect them with resources available to them. For more information, log on to defiance-county.com/veterans office or call 419-782-6861. So we'd like to thank not just Defiance County Veterans Office, but all of our sponsors for making this broadcast possible. But now as we'll turn it over to the public address announcer as we get ready for the national anthem. Again, sponsored by Defiance County Veterans Office. The Defiance County Veterans Office is proud to support local veterans and their families and to connect them with resources available to them. For more information, log on to defiance-county.com/veterans office or call 419-782-6861. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as performed by the Tinora Pep Band, we'll have the playing of our national anthem.
Please respect them for their efforts, and remember to respect the game regardless of the outcome. And as always, we thank you for your support of high school student athletes. And now we ask that you please stand at table as we honor America and the brave men and women who serve our country at home and abroad with the playing of our national anthem by the Tinora Pep Band under the direction of Mr. David Middleton.
There you have it, the national anthem brought to you by the Defiance County Local Veterans Office. And don't go away. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back as we get prepared for tonight's tip-off between the Ayersville Pilots and Tinora Rams and GMC action.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. For the past For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Welcome back to Tinora High School as we conclude our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show as we get ready for the Superior Credit Union opening tip. Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperative. Visit superiorcu.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union. And now as the starting lineups are being introduced for the Ayersville Pilots. Again, the Pilots come in 5-12 on the season, 0-5 in the GMC. And the Pilots are going with Hannah Allstater, the junior, Ariel Brown, the senior, Avery Knieven, the junior, Kendall Boer, a sophomore, and Anne-Marie Sigler, a freshman, getting her first start here tonight for six-year veteran coach Tim Nicely, who has 179 career wins overall, looking for number 180 here tonight. And now for the host Tinora Rams, coached by first-year coach Doug Plasman. The Rams come in at 2-15, also 0-5 in GMC play. And the Rams will also start a very youthful lineup as well. They'll have one senior, a couple juniors, two sophomores in the starting lineup tonight. The one senior will be Christina Meyer, a 5'8 senior. She'll be surrounded by Ella Holmeyer, a 5'4 sophomore, Kate Zimmerman, a 5'6 junior, Hadley Spieth, a 5'9 sophomore, and Madison Spangler, a presence inside at 5'7, a junior, round out the starting lineup for the Rams. And again, both these teams, something's got to give. You know, the Rams come in, have lost 6 straight, 12 out of 13. Meanwhile, the Pilots have lost 3 straight, 5 out of 6. Trying to get over that hump here tonight. Any last thoughts here, Kirsten, before we get this one underway?
I just think that both teams are going to really put all that they got out on the court, and I wish them both the best that we're about to go into the tip-off.
And we'd like to thank our tip-off sponsor, Superior Credit Union, for the opening tip. That's Superior Credit Union, a proud sponsor and a not-for-profit member-owned financial cooperative. Visit superiorcu.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union. And right now, all that's left to be done is to toss up the pumpkin here and get underway in what should be a highly contested game here at Tinora High School. And right away, the Pilots take early possession. The Rams come out in a man-to-man defense. Good isolation down low by the Pilots. Again, I don't think that's going to be any secret. I think they want to try to get a lot of touches to Kendall Boer here tonight, the 6-foot sophomore.
Yeah, I think Anne-Marie did a great job just stepping up and bringing that ball right up the court, and we'll see how this keeps going.
Yeah, the Rams stay with that man-to-man defense, even on the baseline out of bounds. Pretty good ball pressure right now applied by the Rams early. Right now, just a motion offense being applied by Ayersville. They were going to have the game's first foul called by veteran official Dan Carnahan. But what a great crew we had here tonight, and we've had a lot of great crews for all our GMC contests this season.
Good take. Very good job by Kendall Boer there.
Yeah, it's a great set out of bounds play that time by the Pilots. And again, they're looking for that isolation. Kendall Boer, again, that's going to be a tough matchup for the Rams.
Oh, good block. That was good on Kendall to drop down and make sure that she covered that block spot. Yeah,
I like how Coach Tim Nicey's coming out, exerting a lot of pressure early. They get that first deuce, quickly went into some full court pressure. And how about the transition defense and that nice block there by Kendall Boer? It ends up being a opportunity here for the Pilots to get some momentum early here, already up a bucket.
Looks like a little bit of high-low action going on here.
And once again, it's going to be important for Ayersville. You kind of talked about it. They really have to be the aggressor. They have to attack this man-to-man pressure. And Tinora, we mentioned how they've only scored about 30 points a game on the season. So I think the Rams and Coach Doug Plasman would like to maybe jumpstart their offense by getting some points from their defense.
Yeah, I think so. Looks like.
And there we have it. That brings the crowd alive here at the Rambo Rock as that call that the officials got together. They overturned it. They're going to give the ball to the Rams. So the Rams now were able to force the turnover. And now they attack this 2-2-1 pressure.
Oh, great job by Avery getting her hands up there.
Yeah, great read that time. Ayersville was able to get Tinora to prematurely pick up the dribble. Then I like how they got reactive on that. They anticipated where that pass was going to go. The second turnover forced by this Pilot defense here in the opening minute and 13 seconds. There you see a good dribble drive, but good pressure again by Tinora. And I think that's going to be so important as now the Rams have forced 2 turnovers, but typically that's a move I think Ayersville will finish on, but the physicality on defense was able to turn the Pilots over here for the second time.
Yeah, and that was one of Tenora's main things is they wanted to protect the paint, and I think they did a great job of that.
They're right on cue there. Great execution again in transition defense. But the Pilots kind of get ahead of themselves, and they return the favor as now each team here, just a little over a minute and a half in, have 3 turnovers. Do you think nerves playing in a factor right now?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You're hot. You know everybody in the gym is cheering for you. You're going to have those turnovers.
What a near turnover right there as that time that Pilot defense had a double team there on Tinora about 30 feet from the hoop, but they bailed them out. And that's going to be the first foul of the night. That goes to Ariel Brown. Now once again, Tinora brings it up, trailing by 2, looking for their first points as we approach 6-minute mark of the opening quarter.
Looks like a 2-3 Ayersville's got running right now.
Yeah, they've done that a lot this season. They've gone from that 2-2-1 back into a 2-3. This is going to be another reach-in foul here on the Pilots. We'll see who they whistle.
Anne-Marie Sigler.
So the freshman, she now has a foul and 2 quick team fouls here now for the Pilots. They'll make that 3. A little bit too aggressive by Ariel Brown. And that's unfortunate because that was kind of one of those 50-50 balls that was up in the air. But that'll be the senior's second foul. And she will sit next to Coach Nicely here for perhaps the remainder of this first quarter as Ayersville goes to the bench.
You know, she did exactly what they always told us in practice. If somebody's throwing the ball, you follow it with your whole body, not just your eyes. And she did that. She just got a little eager, I'd say.
And once again, great 2-3 pressure by the Pilots as again, Tinora maybe just picked up that dribble a little bit prematurely without something to do. The arrow does belong to the Rams, so they'll get it back. But right now, I think this is kind of the pace that Tinora wants. They don't want to get into a track meet. They want to get into the half court, but they have to really be strong with the basketball and start to get some shot opportunities.
Yeah, they definitely need to get a little bit momentum going and keep having those anticipations and driving into the basket. Great block by Kendall Boer.
That was. She timed that perfectly. The key is when you see her go off their feet, that's when you've got to make your leap. And we've seen a couple really strong drives from the Rams here early. But once again, the second block of the night belongs to Boer. Boy, that time, another violation. Again, right now, if you're Tinora, you have to play through the physicality. And credit Ayersville, I think they're doing a nice job of being physical, not allowing that, downhill approach, that, driving to the rim. And again, another turnover. That's 5 now on the Rams.
Say a great job on Peyton trying to get in there and create a shot. It looks like she just bounced it off a girl's foot.
Well, that's a great thing about bringing Peyton Enzyme in the game. You know, she's one of those people that when you go to the bench, you're not losing anything. She can be that spark, very aggressive player.
Finish.
Boy, 2 great looks and 2 great dribble drives by Hannah Allstater. Another offensive rebound, but again, great defensive play, this time from Madison Spangler.
Great hands for Kendall. She was just right there in the right moment where she needed to be.
Well, they're doing a great job on that 2-3 defense, really rotating to the ball. Anytime the ball gets baseline level, you want to try to sink ball depth, so you've got to rotate down low. And credit the Pilots, they've done a great job of that. Big reason why the Rams have not put a point on the board here in the first 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, and that's what Tim wanted. You know, he wanted them to talk on this defense and keep the girls out of the paint, and I think they're doing a great job at that. And being aggressive, this is going to keep happening as we go on tonight.
Yeah, right there, you see another tie-up. So Ayersville has to do a little bit better job. Tinora needs to do a little bit better job as far as not picking the basketball up without a shot or pass, maybe trap dribble away from that pressure, get some ball reversals, and then try to look inside. But credit Ayersville, they're really doing a great job of keeping the ball out of the paint. Right now, the Rams in a 4 out, 1 in. Boy, a near steal by the Pilots as they had their hands on it but just could not secure it. So the Rams dodge a bullet.
Yeah, great effort on both teams going after that loose ball.
Right now, Tinora had Holmeyer at the point there, kind of run the show. Boy, here's a great, strong dribble move off the mark. Great backside rebound that time by the Pilots. And that's Avery Knieven.
Good anticipation by Holmeyer here and getting the foul.
Yeah, you're right. Tremendous job that time by the Rams, forcing a turnover. That's turnover number 4 for Ayersville. And right now, Ella Holmeyer, a 64% free throw shooter, leads the Rams, heads to the stripe. The first one off the mark. So right now, the Rams still looking for .1, but the good thing for Coach Plasman and his girls, you're only down 2 points. So their defense has done what it's had to do, has kept them in the ball game. And again, the Rams just 50% as a team from the stripe. Make good on their average, as that time Ella Holmeyer splits a pair. And the Rams are on the board, and the Rams are going to extend their defense as well as they show a little bit of full court pressure here being applied to the Pilots. Boy, another steal and a run out, and this is going to be Holmeyer once again. And now all 3 points by the Rams from their defense. There you see the officials letting these girls play a little bit, so you got to play through contact. Boy, here's a heat check, a bomb on the way, but once again, how about Tinora? Holding a one and done, that's Hadley Spieth for the rebound. And here we have Addison Dominic bringing it up.
Another three-point shot. Great rebound, be strong. There you go.
Again, this was kind of, I think, what we expected, Kirsten. Everybody's contesting not only every dribble, every pass, every shot, but every rebound. And that's probably what the 7th, 8th tie-up we've had here in the opening 5 minutes.
Yeah, and I think that's how the rest of the game is going to go, too. Everybody's going to have their hands out and trying to get the touch of that ball.
Right now, the Rams sticking to that man-to-man defense, and it pays off as this time it's an unforced turnover by the Pilots. So right now, turnovers continue to mount. Unofficially, I have each team down with 5 turnovers here. We're just over 5 minutes in. Tinora now with a 1-point lead will bring it up against that 2-3 zone here from Ayersville. Right now, still 4 out, 1 in here for the Rams, being very patient offensively.
Great ball penetration there.
Yeah, I think that's going to be important for the Rams to go inside out, take it downhill. When the double team comes, kick it out, and there you see it. There's the kick out. And how about that? A West Banco 3 from the Rams as Christina Meyer, the 5'8 senior, puts the 3 ball in the corner pocket. And after trailing 2-0 early, the Rams have gone on a 6-0 run here to enjoy their largest lead.
Yeah, I think Ayersville's going to have to really work on what they're doing and maybe, oh, here we go. One-on-one. Great take by Avery Knieven there, going strong with the ball, but
well, you're right. And that's what Ayersville has to do. They have to kind of control the tempo. They want to get into a more up and down game. But how about the play there, Madison Spangler? We talked about her aggressiveness and physicality, but there she steps in, takes a charge, ends up being an Ayersville turnover. And now the Rams trying to get some separation here.
Great way to look ahead of the court.
Great job that time. Again, just a good opportunity. And Coach Nicely's seen enough as the Rams have gone on an 8-0 run here. We're going to have a timeout here. Ayersville, don't go away. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Christina Meyer.
Now, welcome back. As it may be cold temperatures outside, but it's heating up here at Tinora High School, and why not? The Rams, who come in at 2-15, who lost to these same Ayersville Pilots by a 50-20 count back on December 8th, have now gone on an 8-0 run to take an 8-2 advantage. Coach Nicely forced to burn a timeout as his Pilots have just not gotten in sync offensively.
Way to be smart on Kendall, throwing that out on her leg. She's kind of stuck in the corner there. They're going to have to start getting some good screens to open up this press a little and get down the court, I think, on Ayersville's side.
And again, great job that time by the Rams as they were able to get good transition defense. Nearly had a steal, but Hadley Spieth will get whistled. That'll be her first foul. And that'll be the 4th for the Rams. So that was the last foul to give by Tinora. The final 127. Ayersville will be in the bonus.
Looks like we got Allison Eldridge back in being a point guard at the moment.
Right there, great take that time by Ayersville. I believe that was Peyton Ensign trying to dribble drive to the rack. And that time, just an illegal hand check by the Rams. So now Ayersville is in the penalty. We'll see if the Pilots can cash in, take advantage. They're shooting 55% as a team from the stripe. The first one by Ensign off the mark. Ensign, a 48% free throw shooter on the year, trying to end an 8-0 Tinora run. And she comes up empty. Great job there by the Rams as Kaylin Hadstedt comes up with the rebound. There's great defense again by Ayersville, doing a nice job of eliminating those drives to the paint. They forced another turnover, but Ayersville gives it right back. So both teams, again, have been hampered by turnovers. Unofficially, each team with 7 turnovers here in the opening just about 7 minutes here.
You know, I think Ayersville might have to make a change. Kendall Boer isn't going to be your typical person bringing up the ball on the court. You're going to need one of your point guards stepping up. Looks like she's getting a little lost down there, so if somebody could help her out.
And there you see an alert timeout by head coach Doug Plossman to save a turnover. That was getting awfully close to 5. And we'll take the timeout with them. Don't go away. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperative. Visit SuperiorCU.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
High School, as we'll have a baseline out of bounds play here by the Rams after the Rams burn a timeout to save the turnover, but they turn it over on the inbounds play. And that's now 8 turnovers by Tinora, yet they hold an 8-2 advantage. Ayersville's been on a nearly 7-minute scoring drought after scoring the game's opening points. And again, this man-to-man pressure really not allowing much downhill penetration. There's some put up the shot off the mark, and once again, great rebound by Spangler. And she is fouled, and that'll give the Rams a couple opportunities at the line as Ayersville is over the limit. I believe that's their 6th foul here of this first quarter. So Madison Spangler, a 53% free throw shooter and the team's leading scorer coming in at 10 points a game, heads to the charity stripe to try to add to this 8-0 run, and she does.
Great job on Spangler being strong with the ball and just knowing that there's 2 girls there wanting the ball and that there's a good chance that she's going to get fouled, and just keep a hold of it.
And that one off the mark. Great job by the Pilots going on a straight line drive, and that's going to be a great looking hoop by Kendall Boer, and a huge bucket there to end a 9-0 run by the Rams.
Great defense on Ayersville's part, using every part of them to keep her from getting to the basket.
That's such a tough matchup, trying to slow down Madison Spangler's got one gear. Here's a long inbounds pass, clock down to 1. And that'll do it for our first quarter, but what a good one it was for the host Rams. After overcome a 2-0 deficit, they take a 9-4 advantage heading into quarter 2. We'll take a short break. Don't go away. We'll be back with more on DCTV Sports.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
Well, welcome back to Tinora High School for tonight's Green Meadows matchup between the Ayersville Pilots and the Tinora Rams. And through the opening 8 minutes, we've had a good one. 9-4 Ram advantage, trying to end a 6-game losing skid. And now it's time for our Stat Tracker first quarter stats, brought to you by Arthur Law Firm. If a serious injury from a car crash puts you on the injured list, call the personal injury attorneys at Arthur Law Firm, serving Northwest Ohio for more than 50 years. Get the compensation you deserve and back in the game with your winning team at Arthur Law Firm. And Kirsten, what did you have scoring-wise at the end of the first quarter?
So the Rams have 9, the Pilots have 4. I have Christina Meyer with a 3 big bucket for them, and then a pair of 3 throws from Ella Holmeyer and Madison Spangler, and then a bucket from Madison Spangler as well, and then a couple points for Kendall Boer, and she's the only one on the board right now.
Yeah, right now Boer has all 4 Pilot points. So again, not much scoring to be had. I thought that Christina Meyer West Banco 3 was a big one there midway through that opening quarter.
We've got a lot of bodies going everywhere getting this ball. Looks like I think it's going to be a foul on Kendall Boer.
Yeah, you've been a part of this rivalry. You know how physical it can get. And as you mentioned, it'll probably continue this for at least 32 minutes here tonight.
Yeah, and they've got to cut it off at one point, because if you just let them play, then somebody's going to get hurt. So I think they've done a great job at just calling what they need to call.
Well, I totally agree. Not many times do you see a first quarter where you had 12 fouls called combined. But again, we talked about this. This is a great officiating crew. And this is not an easy game to call. It's the fact that everything is being contested, and that layup being contested. Great job that time by the Pilots. Tried to just throw off that shot a little bit. And there you see the presence again inside by Ayersville, making life difficult for the Rams on offense. And right now, that man-to-man pressure continues for Tinora, but what's impressed me, Kirsten, is their ability to help and rotate when they're off the ball.
Yeah, I agree. And You know, something I'm wondering right here is why is Kendall Booher all the way out on the three-point line? You need her down in the paint. You need her trying to create something, create an opening for somebody to get in there. Right now, they ended up turning the ball over because they didn't have anyone in there.
Yeah, right now I think it's going to be important for Ayersville. They're going to have to really set some solid screens. Right now they're letting the Rams kind of slip through some of those screens and not really putting their defense in compromising position.
Yeah, they've done a great job. I think Hannah Allsetter did a great job cutting off the baseline there against Spangler. She couldn't really get anywhere.
There's this active 2-3 defense by the Pots. Creates another turnover and potential run out.
Great hustle, but great job on Anne-Marie being strong with the ball and just going as hard as she could.
Yeah, it's a great play by the freshman, Anne-Marie Sigler that time. Anticipated, not only was in the right position, but I thought she anticipated that pass well. Got the steal, but probably a smart foul that time by Tinora not to give up an easy deuce in transition.
Correct.
And force the Pilots into a half-court game. Well, that time the Pilots were able to slip a pass there across the baseline. Had a pretty good look there on that backside. Rebound went long, but good positioning by the Pilots on the backside. That'll be a team foul there on the Rams. And that'll go against Callie Wells, her first.
I think she's just a little short on that shot. Needs to get off the ground a little bit there, and then she'll have it.
And again, that's probably one of the better looks we've seen. But again, it's going to be important. You talked about the physicality in this rivalry. You've got to play through contact. These officials do a tremendous job of letting both teams play a little bit. And that time, when you get those points inside, those opportunities, you have to cash in.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I'm surprised Ella Holmeyer didn't take that shot. She was open for a 3 bucket.
Yeah, the Rams have been very, very patient. They're starting to clean up their ball hand a little bit. They still have had way too many turnovers. They've got to avoid those trap areas.
Yeah, we're all getting a little bit congested down there.
There's another West Bank 03.
For Christina Meyer.
Christina Meyer with their second. Again, I thought that was great offense. They got the entry pass to Spangler. Instead of putting on the deck, she played strong with it, went inside out. Here's a nice rebound by Addison Dominic at the other end. And right now the Rams continue their ways on a 12-2 run here. Something you probably just didn't expect from a team coming in losers of 12 their last 13. Here's going to be a turnover once again. The Pilots, great job collapsing inside.
Great job on Anne-Marie trying to head to the basket. I just think she got stuck by somebody a little bit taller than her, but she did a great job there.
Yeah, and again, I think she could be that X factor. She has the ability to take you off the dribble, to win those one-on-one perimeter battles. But it's going to be important for the Pilots to move without the basketball because she sees the floor. She can find that open person if they come over to double team. And how about that play inside by Madison Spangler? Again, Ayersville tried to run the lob inside there, got the look they wanted. Great defense by Spangler. And I want to give these officials their kudos. You know, we talked about this being a veteran crew, but Chris Roop, Dean Rose, and Dan Carnahan, these guys got logged a lot of games, not just with each other, but with other officials as well. And it's certainly a great crew to have here in GMC play here tonight.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like, I think Ayersville needs to work on trying to create something. We have a little bit of just standing still and not really being able to get anywhere.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think that's why they have to do a better job moving without the ball, setting better screens. Right now, without those things happening, they've really not put a lot of stress and strain on that Ram defense.
Yeah, and they haven't been able to get a whole bunch of great shots off. A lot of them have been forced.
Now here's where Tinora just has to be strong with the basketball. Don't jumpstart Ayersville offense by giving them points from their defense. So take care of the basketball. But as we speak, that's going to be another Ram turnover. And again, both teams plagued by turnovers, 9 now for Tinora. Yet the Rams up 12-4 as they've been stellar at the defensive end. Oh, what a play by Madison Spangler. Read that like a book. There she takes it coast to coast. So again, points from the defense, this time by the Rams. And the Rams now enjoy a 10-point lead. Coach Tim Nicely going to be forced to burn a full timeout. Again, the Rams on a 14-2 run. And we'll take a break with them. Don't go away. It's Tinora 14, Ayersville 4. We'll be right back with more basketball on DCTV Sports.
When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
Well, welcome back to Tinora High School. And Kirsten, I'm going to put you in that Ayersville bench right now. Here's a team that defeated Tinora 30 points about 7 weeks ago. Find themselves on the short end of the 14-4 contest. What's being said right now in that Pilot huddle?
I think definitely just to stay calm. They're all kind of rushing passes, rushing around. I think and they also need to work on setting up screens. You're simple going back to basics basketball, setting back cuts, doing everything you can to get other girls open. It's not all about you.
There you see it, another turnover forced by that full court pressure. The Rams unable to connect. But once again, they take it downhill to the rack. And now 2 free throws coming up for Hadley Spieth. Spieth just, I'm sorry, excuse me, we're going to have the turnover, so that will belong to Ayersville. Ayersville once again trying to figure out a solution to this full court pressure that continues to turn them over. And there's another turnover and a steal by Holmeyer, and she takes it to the rack. And once again, the Rams winning those one-on-one perimeter battles. And this time, just what the doctor ordered for Ayersville. They're able to get numbers there on the fast break. And the Rams a little bit tardy. They came over, tried to draw their second charge of the game, but an excellent call. Clearly a blocking foul. And now a couple opportunities here for the Pilots to end this run. The first one up and in, so great job that time by Kendall Boer, who has all 5 Ayersville points at this juncture. Boer again just a 48% free throw shooter coming in. Second one on its way up and in, so a couple big points right there. Gets the deficit down to 10. And now if you're Ayersville, I think this is the big 3 minutes coming up. Try to get this to single digits, get a little confidence going before the halftime break.
Yeah, I agree. And, maybe we talked about earlier with Kendra out, maybe Kendall's going to be stepping in tonight and getting those points for him.
There's great job once again. That physicality shown by the Pilots at the defensive end. A stellar play by Hannah Allstater. And now the Pilots a chance to get this down to single digits. Well, how about that great rotation there from Hadley Spieth coming over. Right away when they've tried to isolate that low post, we've seen the Rams come over and try to double down, not giving the offensive player any room to maneuver.
Great hands for Hadley Spieth. They're anticipating that ball. She did a great job at that.
Tell you what, nothing's been easy tonight for the Pilots. Credit this Ram defense. They're really playing inspired. They have made every pass difficult. Just getting the ball in bounds has kind of been helter-skelter, to say the least, all night. A big reason why they've forced 10 turnovers here in the opening half.
You know, I think Peyton just did a great job there. I'm watching her. She's passing the ball ahead of the girl she's passing it to instead of right to them, because you know that defense is right on their tail. She's doing a great job at keeping the ball, using her body to block the other player.
Yeah, that's so true. They're also just really doing a great job of not giving up anything easy. You know, Ayersville has had to really work tooth and nail just to get the 6 points they have. Big 2 minutes here coming up as the Rams try to keep all the momentum on their side.
I think Avery just got a little tangled up there looking for somebody else to help her out and just managed to travel.
And again, credit that ball pressure. If you don't have ball pressure, you know, you don't shuffle your feet like that. You don't get a little bit antsy. Now 11 turnovers here by the Pilots. You talked about that being one of the keys. And how about that nice little give and go? Great looking rim run that time by Ella Holmeyer, who gets the feed, gets the finish inside. And now the Rams equal their largest lead of the ball game at 12 points.
Another turnover for Ayersville here. Just getting a little sloppy, I think.
And again, just a big juncture. You got plenty of time left. You know, that's not the issue. I think it's more the mental part right now that Ayersville, where they have to weather the storm.
Yeah, I think they all got to really kick it into high gear and go back to the basics. You know basketball, you know what to do, and stick with that.
Wow, great look that time once again for the Rams. How about Addison Dominic? That nifty crossover created that 3-on-2 opportunity. Yeah. And when her shot didn't go, you know, credit to teammate Abby Bidlock, who was there for the rebound. The Bidlock, a 50% free throw shooter, but a small sample size, just 1 for 2 on the season. First one on its way, and that one up and in. Shooter's touch there for the freshman Bidlock. They're right now the lead out of Baker's dozen. Again, this is the largest lead here of the night.
Yeah, Ayersville's got to figure out something to get that score back into single digits. Got Ariel bringing up the ball here. Another couple different point guards Ayersville's got rotating tonight.
And right now you can see Ayersville just not in sync, you know, and that's a tough adjustment. They're without their point guard, Kendra Waldron, and right now trying to figure out the pieces of the puzzle. And boy, there's a big answer. As this time Allstater's able to get the bank shot in from about 8 feet away to go.
Yeah, watching her, she does a great job finding the right spot on the glass to get that bank shot in. She never rushes it, and she almost always uses the glass from what I've noticed.
Now you love those lefties, especially on that left side there when you got that angle. And here's going to be a nice, strong drive here by the Rams, but there was contact on the drive. And I believe that's going to go against Allison Eldridge.
Getting Emery, the freshman, back out there. I think she's done a great job tonight, filling some big shoes.
The Pilots still have one foul to give here in the final 37 seconds. And right there, that's kind of been the story of the night there for Coach Nicely and his squad. The fact that was one of those 50-50 balls. The ball got knocked loose, was on the ground. They came up empty. But Tinora again hustling to make that play. Once again, the freshman Abby Bidlock will head to the charity stripe, looking for Ram point number 20. That one off the mark. Bidlock only scored 1 point on the season coming in. Looking for her second point. That one off the mark. Here's going to be a nice rebound hauled down by Boer at the other end. Well, that's good, boy. That's a big play. That's going to be the 5th team foul. So now an opportunity for the Pilots without really getting to a half-court offense to score a couple points and potentially get this back to single digits.
It seems like a lot of fouls in the first 2 quarters. Is that just because we have such a young team here, or is that just because of how how intense the competition is.
Yeah, I think it's a great point. I think it has a lot to do. One, we got a big crowd. It's senior night. We've got the river rivalry. Both these teams coming in very hungry for a W. With all those ingredients, I think both teams felt realistic coming in. They could get a W tonight, so it's led to some intense play. And there you see the back end up and in for Boer. So a couple big free throws, gets it down to single digits. And now the Pilots definitely need a stop here. And once again, an opportunity away, but how about Boer? Big rebound. Now the Pilots can hold for the last shot here as we approach the 10-second mark of the opening half. Great ball movement that time for the Pilots. They get a great look, come up empty. Spangler trying to beat the buzzer. She won't get it off in time. And that'll do it here for our first half. And what a good one here for the Rams, as they will take an advantage here, 19-10 into the halftime break. And we'll take that break with them. We'll be right back with your Midwest Community halftime show. You're watching DCTV Sports.
At Arthur Law Firm, we understand how overwhelming life can be after being seriously injured in a car accident. With over 50 years of experience, Arthur Law Firm has a track record of getting the results you deserve. When you don't know where to turn, get answers with Arthur. Call us today.
WestBanco, building a better bank every day since 1870. Community-focused WestBanco. Find out more at westbanco.com. WestBanco, building a better bank every day since 1870. Community-focused WestBanco. Find out more at westbanco.com.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Well, there you see the pep band here at Tinora High School, and they've been treated to a fantastic first half by the host Rams. Again, the Rams come in just 2-15 on the season, yet hold a 19-10 advantage over arch rival Ayersville Pilots. And again, a game that saw a lot of offense here by Tinora by their standards, as the Rams came in averaging just 30 points a game. But they really kind of hit their stride in that first half. And as we welcome you back, this is our Midwest Community Federal Union halftime show is underway. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, helping you achieve your dreams and securing your future. Visit us in Defiance, Bryan, or Napoleon, or online at midwestcommunity.org. Scoop Miller along with Kirsten Mannon. And Kirsten, you've been a part of this rivalry. You know how serious it gets down the floor, how competitive it can be. But what are your thoughts here after watching the first half by both these squads?
Like you said, I've been in their shoes. I know that as Ayersville, you're playing at Tinora, you've got the crowd, everything that you bring in, it's kind of a disadvantage of them. But I think they've done a great job so far. You start getting antsy, you start making just some passes that shouldn't have been made, but I think that both teams have done a great job with the effort they've been putting in and trying to get a hand on the ball. We've had a lot of turnovers, a lot of jump balls, and so far I think they've both done kind of what we expected to, a close game.
Well, you're right. You know, it's been a very physical contest. You know, credit both teams. They've really done a nice job of trying to challenge every shot, every pass, every dribble. But again, it's been the Rams that seem to have the upper hand. I think that's kind of been spearheaded by that defense. They held Ayersville for practically no points there in about a 7-minute span there in that first quarter. Talk about what was so effective for that Ram defense in the opening half.
I think a big thing was their press. They started working on a man-to-man press, and I think that just forced Ayersville to just kind of throw the ball where nobody was, and then Tinora was able to get that steal and take it towards the basket. And whether they got fouled and got a chance to go to the stripe or whatever they were able to do, I think the press has definitely been a big part for Tinora and how, the lead that they have tonight.
And as our Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show continues, it's time to take a look at our halftime stats. Your stat tracker courtesy of Arthur Law Firm. Arthur Law Firm, if a serious injury from a car crash puts you on the injured list, call the personal injury attorneys at Arthur Law Firm, serving Northwest Ohio and more for more than 50 years. Get the compensation you deserve and back in the game with your winning team at Arthur Law Firm. Kirsten, let's first start with the scoring. Let's break down the scoring. We'll start with the visitors from Ayersville.
So far, Ayersville's got 10, and Kendall's on the scoreboard for more than anybody. She's got, looks like 9 points for Kendall Boer. They're doing a great job. And then Hannah Allstetter has 1 bucket, and so that puts him at 10. I think they're going to have to start spreading out the points a little bit more. They're starting to shut Kendall down and kind of force her out to the three-point line where she's not comfortable, and that's not where she's going to shoot. And then going to Tinora, Christina Myers done a great job. She's got 2 three-point shots. Then Ella Holmeyer's got 4 layups and then a free throw. Same with Madison Spangler. And then Addison Dominique has got 2 points. And then Abby Bidlack's got 1 free throw. So she's doing good, too, coming off the bench.
Let's talk about that Ayersville scoring a little bit. I know when you break it down, it's really been Kendall Boer, 9 of the 10 points. But, we talked to Coach Nicely earlier this week about, who's going to step up to replace that scoring of Kendra Waldron. Waldron, an all-GMC performer the last couple years. It's kind of ran the offense. And now all of a sudden, she's out with an injury for the rest of the season. And right now, Ayersville just kind of looking around for people to step up. What do you think needs to happen here for the Pilots to get back in this?
I think we need to start seeing some more, just some back screens and getting other people open. We're almost kind of trying to force outside stuff where that's not going to happen. Getting Kendall back where she needs to be in the paint and working that high-low. You've got Hannah, you've got Avery Knieven who can work that post with her. And getting your guards out there who can shoot and just getting everybody involved.
Yeah, and I like what Coach Nicely did early. They tried to isolate Kendall inside there, try to get her some touches early, but credit the Rams. I thought they did a great job of trying to deny her in the post. When she did get it, we instantly saw a double down where she was kind of forced to give the ball up. And right now, the look of the Pilots' face is, we need Kendall to step up. But I think the real answer is, you're not going to replace Kendra Waldron, but what you have to do, you've got to make up for that by committee. So you've got to get each person to maybe step up a little bit. You're not going to ask Kendall Boer, hey, you got to score 14 more points a ball game. That's probably not going to happen. But if you can get her to score another 4 or 5 and get the next person to score another 2 or 3 and so forth, I think that's how you offset the absence of Kendra here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that they definitely need to work on kind of just taking more shots. If you don't take those shots, you're never even going to have the opportunity to make more points. And if there was a couple looks and they kind of, hesitated and then they didn't have the chance to shoot it anymore. So I think they need to step up and take that shot.
And we'll be back with more of the Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show after these messages. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperative. Visit superiorcu.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
Arthur Law Firm, we understand how overwhelming life can be after being seriously injured in a car accident. With over 50 years of experience, Arthur Law Firm has a track record of getting the results you deserve. When you don't know where to turn, get answers with Arthur. Call us today.
Welcome back to Tinora High School as our Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show continues. Scoop Miller along with Kirsten Mannon. And Kirsten, talk about what happened in the locker room for Ayersville during that intermission.
Yeah, I'm assuming that, Timmy kind of said, what's going on? We need to get back to the basics, because I can just hear him saying that right now. Knowing that you have to be able to create, you have to be able to set screens and get that ball where it needs to be. If you're just standing at the volleyball line, you're not really going to be able to do anything there. And just really use your head just like Allison just did here and be smart and play some good basketball.
And as far as Coach Plasman, what was he trying to get across to his squad?
I think that they just need to keep being aggressive and keep working on that press. They were doing a great job forcing some turnovers, and I think if they keep going out strong with that, they're going to have some more buckets come up.
Well, as always, I think the first 3 minutes of the second half always play big as far as who's going to set the tone and who's going to get the momentum. Here's a good hustle play by Ayersville's Kinder Bluer. Was able to get a piece of that one, try to make a save, but she came down on the inline before she could get rid of that basketball. So second opportunity here for Tinora. And here you see more or less the same here from Ayersville, 2-3 defense. And how about that nice looking jumper from Kate Zimmerman, the junior. Came in scoring just 0.4 points a game, gets an easy bucket right there.
Yeah, that was a great look for her just to get that ball and shoot it right away. She didn't have any hesitation, and it turned out well for her.
And once again, the Rams able to secure that defensive rebound. Now trying to extend that lead. Their largest was 13 points there midway through that second quarter. Right now at 11. There's a little Euro move, and the kiss off the window by Kate Zimmerman. Again, Tinora continues to be that aggressor. Great downhill dribble drive. And how about the play by Spangler there at the other end as the Rams force another pilot turnover. But as we've seen several times tonight, a little bit too antsy, pushing it up, and they give it right back.
Yeah, I think that was just a great job for Kate Zimmerman there to see that court and to make that move and go right towards the basket there. She did a great job. I just think they got a little bit excited and
there's a nice play by the freshman as Sigler is able to pull up there after a nice straight line drive there just inside the free throw line. Huge bucket there for the Pilots. Oh! How about this one once again as Aston Dominic comes out with vengeance, hits a mid-range jumper. We're going to have a quick 30-second timeout by Coach Plasman of the Rams.
In life, unexpected challenges can test us. If you've been seriously injured in a car accident, you deserve a team that understands. Because your story matters. Call Arthur Law Firm today. We'll fight for you every step of the way.
Welcome back once again to Tinora High School as the Rams come out sizzling. It's hard to say sizzling here when we've been through sub-zero temperatures for what seems like an eternity. Here we have it, the Rams, again, a team shooting well below 30% on the season, below 17% from the field, beyond the arc in the season. They've come out on a 7-2 run here in the opening minute 50 of quarter three, and they now have their largest lead of the night at 14 points. But here the Rams are going to get whistled for the reach-in foul. That'll go against Christina Meyer. That's going to be her third, so that's something maybe to keep an eye on. That's a girl they certainly want to have on the floor here in the second half.
Oh, yeah, definitely. She's done a great job. She's got 6 points in just 3-point baskets, and that's huge for them so far. And Anne-Marie did a great job taking that hit there and being strong with the ball.
But there's a great drive, I thought, by Ayersville that time, trying to go downhill, but Spangler with the run out, and she'll get the N1. And again, I think that was a nightmare matchup coming in. You know, how are you going to slow down the physicality of Madison Spangler, the junior? Again, she leads the Rams in scoring, leads the Rams in rebounds, and that time she was able to take a defensive rebound. It went on a coast-to-coast drive, draws the contact, and now she's going for the and one as we've continued to hit a new high water mark here for Tinora. Now up 28-12. Just hard to believe an 16-point advantage, having lost to the same team by 30 points back on December 8th.
Yeah, and we talked about that earlier, thinking, does it get in your head if the team, they've already played each other. That's kind of hard to then beat a team again. So obviously Tinora watched their film and knew how to kind of start slowing Ayersville down.
Yeah, you can tell certainly the Rams came in super prepared and more than that, super confident, as we're going to have a West Banco free by Kate Zimmerman. And Coach Nicely once again going to be forced to burn a full timeout, as right now this one is starting to slip away from the Pilots. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more of GMC girls basketball action here at Tinora High School. You're watching DCTV Sports.
West Banco, building a better bank every day since 1870. Community-focused West Banco. Find out more at westbanco.com.
And welcome back here to Tinora High School, where the Rams on senior night are putting on a show in front of a really nice crowd here at the Ramble Rock, as I would say. But again, how about Tinora here, Kirsten, this second half? Boy, they've come out on fire. A quick 12-2 run here to start things out, including that West Banco three put in moments ago by Kate Zimmerman that forced the Tim Nicely timeout. And we'd like to give credit to our three-point sponsor, West Banco, building a better bank every day since 1870. Community focus. Find out more at westbanco.com. And right now, Tinora just really has things where they want, but they cannot afford to take the foot off the accelerator.
No, you were exactly right there, and I think they all just need to keep being aggressive and come out with that energy, and that's going to force Ayersville into making some more turnovers and getting more aggressive and maybe making some silly mistakes.
Yeah, right now, Ayersville has tried all they can to get the ball inside. Here's a good entry pass inside, and look at that rim run. But that's been the story of the night. They finally get a good look. They just can't find the range, as the basket has a lid on it. This is going to be great transition defense that time by Ayersville. So credit the Pilots. They had a bunny. They didn't capitalize, but they didn't hang their heads. They got back in good transition defense, and they forced a Ram turnover.
Yeah, they did a great job at that. And here we have that man-to-man press coming back out with Tinora, and just what I'm assuming Coach told them in the locker room, we need to come out strong with that press.
Yeah, I like what Coach Plasma's doing here. You want to keep that mental edge. I think you do so by staying with what got you here, and that's being aggressive. And again, their defense has really set the tone here tonight, and I think it's carried over to the offensive end.
Oh, yes, definitely. You can tell they've got a little bit of extra pep in their step right now, and I hope that continues for them tonight. And for Ayersville, I think they could use a little bit of the pep in the step and keep going.
You're so right. You can just see it. This Tinora team is really playing connected. And there's a nice looking bank shot, that time by Allstetter. One of the few times we've seen them get a touch in the lane. And credit Allstetter, I thought she made a great post move to get that finish.
Oh, yeah, and there was no hesitation on that shot either. She just took control and took that shot. I think that's what the rest of them need to do, is step up, and if they have the opportunity, shoot it.
Right there is another great drive by Madison Spangler. Somehow Ayersville lost track of Spangler. If you know anything about Spangler, when she gets the basketball, there's no surprise. She's going to the rack. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. At that time, even though she missed inside, she stayed with it, got a rebound, draws the contact. The first of two from the charity stripe for Spangler off the mark. Comes in 53% shooter,
right.
But she's had a great night.
Yeah, she has done a great job. And, when she was taking that shot, she knew it wasn't going in, and she dove right back in there to get that rebound and put it back up, and it got her to get a couple more opportunities for points. She just fell short. Yeah,
I think as a coach, I think you've got to send two people at her on a shot. You've got to get a couple bodies on her, not allow her to get those offensive rebounds. And there's going to be a 10-second call. Again, how about this Ram defense? They continue to play. And again, I like how they're not scoreboard watching right now, Kirsten. You think this is a tie game, a one-point game, but yet they've got a 17-point lead, and they're playing with some great tenacity at the defensive end.
Yes, they are. And sometimes it is hard not to look at that scoreboard, but I think they've done a great job at just coming out strong, and they've continued to just keep playing.
Right now, Allstate are doing a great job of trying to make Spangler work, but that time the help a little bit late coming over. And once again, Spangler heading to the stripe. This is something she's done so well. She's been there north of 100 times this season, just a very aggressive downhill player. This time the free throw was on line, but a little bit short off the front of the iron. Second one coming up here.
You can tell she's hanging her head on those missed shots. You know, when you normally make those, it's hard not to get down on yourself, but it looks like she's gonna just ignore that and keep coming out.
Well, that's what you got to do, and she did a great job of flushing that first one, hitting the second one, and that's always big because not only do you get a point on the board, but it allows you to set up some full court pressure as well.
Yeah, and they're gonna, I think, come out strong with that. And I don't know, Ayersville needs to do something different with this press, whether that's figuring out where to screen, and they're just like that, setting a back screen, and they were able to get down the court.
And right there, how about the Rams transition defense? They're able to turn the Pilots over once again. Yeah, I think they might have been better served that time for the freshman to maybe pull up, take that mid-range jumper.
Yeah, and those are mistakes that's going to happen. She's a freshman. She's just getting in the first couple varsity minutes, and you have to almost expect that to happen on her end.
And how about that? Another West Banco three by Christina Meyer, as she has shot lights out here.
Yeah, she's done a great job.
For a team that's been shooting the temperature for most of this season, unfortunately. Boy, the Rams have been red hot tonight. Who would have thought they'd have 4 West Banco threes here? And not only that, 35 points. This is only the 5th time all season that the Rams have scored 30 or more points, and right now we're still at 2:45 in the third. Boy, there's a much-needed hoop there by the Pilots to end that run. And we're going to have a official timeout here. Is right now a veteran official, Chris Roop, talking to head coach Tim Nicely of the Pilots. I think they might have had a delay of game warning for tipping the basketball after the hoop went in.
Oh, okay.
I saw him go over to the book. They marks up and down. First one's a warning. The second time will result in a technical foul. Certainly no ill intention meant by the tap there. Boy, that time good defense by the Pilots. They forced a tough shot, and here they are in transition. Ariel Brown's able to kick it out. Here's a heat check from deep. And the Rams, once again, tremendous job holding the Pilots to just one shot and done.
Yeah, there wasn't many girls going in for that rebound on that shot, though. Some of them got back, and I think they need to work on everybody diving in for that ball.
At that time, great defense by the Pilots, who continue to play hard, even though that really hasn't been their night here for the better part of 3 quarters. Great job of not only rerouting Spangler on a one-on-one drive, which is hard to do, but then when she picked up the dribble, they got the tie-up and forced a turnover. There's a great call right there. I'm not sure they're going to call it. It might have been a late call, but it was the correct call. As that time the ball rested on the hip after the Rams had taken a dribble.
It's hard to do that when all the coaches are pointing at it too, and it's going to be a little bit more obvious.
And credit to Dan Carnahan, one of the best around all the state of Ohio. He was hustling back on defense, but yet somehow saw that, made a fine call. And this one goes around the rim and finally falls through. Good-looking hoop that time by Kendall Boer. And right now, Ayersville doing all they can to creep a little bit closer.
Oh, great rebound for Spangler.
Again, it's just a nightmare matchup. I think you got to send 2 bodies at her on every shot to keep her off the glass. There's a great drive by Boer, who comes up empty, but's able to get the rebound and the tie-up. Possession arrow belongs to Tinora. So the Rams dodge a bullet, still with a 19-point advantage here.
I think Kendall had a great effort on that drive. Just looks like she kind of lost the center of the basket there, but good effort for her.
Yeah, that's her game. I think that's what she needs to continue to do. Is she's certainly athletic out there. She can beat you inside. And there, good look by Spangler inside and Boer on that backside to get the rebound. Here's going to be a hustle foul on Ella Holmeyer. You know, trying to get a little gritty there in the backcourt. I actually like that play. You know, just the third team foul, so they still have one more to give here with a minute 6 to go. So I like that type of aggressive. To me, that's just a smart, heady play.
Yeah, because if she would have got the ball, she would have had an open chance for a layup. So I think that is a very smart move for her.
And there, how about this one? Great read once again, and the and one for Ella Holmeyer. And this is boiled down to defense, Kirsten. We've seen time and time again the Pilots turn it over due to that stellar defense of the Rams, and this time they convert it into points.
Yeah, she did a great job. You know, you could almost anticipate that they were going to inbound it right to Allison again, and she did great anticipation and going for the layup.
And this one off the mark. Nice rebound by Kaylin Hastead, the junior. And right now we've got the high water mark, 21-point advantage here for the Rams. Pilots just trying to find a way to get on a run here and try to get back in the thick of things as we hit the final 40 seconds here of quarter 3.
Great job on Peyton Enzyme being strong to try and get that shot up.
It really was. I thought she did a nice job of kind of pinning her girl down low under the basket into no man's land. That gave her position. And then on the nice entry pass inside, she draws the contact. And so now 2 coming up from the charity stripe. And right now the Pilots will take any points they can get as that first one up and in by Peyton Enzyme, a 48% free throw shooter.
That's 1 of 3 for her tonight so far on the free throw line.
So if she gets this one here, she's just about her average, a little bit higher. That one off the mark. And the Rams once again with the rebound.
And the foul.
This is going to be a backcourt foul. This should take the Rams all the way to the other end. I believe that's the 5th team foul here on Ayersville in this third quarter. So yes, indeed. And how about the Rams? Their offense that really has been stymied for so long. Now looking for points 40 and 41 as Hadley Spieth heads to the charity stripe.
You know, going forward, the teams that, depending on how the rest of this game ends, I think the teams that Tenora's coming up against they're going to have to really watch some film from this game and learn how they did compared to some of their other games that we've seen.
Yeah, and how about the Rams? We talked about their scoring barrage tonight. Here are some of their scores this season. You know, they had a game with Ayersville earlier where they scored just 20 points. Paulding just 18 points. Wasion 26 points. Patrick Henry 12 points. Edgerton 24. There you're going to see an offensive foul at the other end. So the Rams continue to play hard at both ends. It's not just their offense that came to play tonight. Obviously, it's been their defense as well. And frustrations continue to mount here for the Pilots as Tim Nicely will draw the technical foul. So this will put the Rams back at the other end. It looks like Hadley Spieth will shoot the 2 technicals. First one by Spieth on its way up and in. Great looking stroke that time. Nice backspin. Good rotation on the basketball. Good arch. That gives the Rams 40 points on the night. This one rattles in and out. But now the Rams will get the ball at half court after the technical.
If I'm right, that's her first point of the night for Hadley Spieth there.
Ayersville just trying to mix things up, comes out with some man-to-man pressure here. Good read there in the backside as the Pilots turn them over. Right now, the Pilots need to cross that timeline. And they give it right back. Again, that's we've seen that time and time again where both teams trade turnovers. Now with 5.5, the Rams are going to try to go the distance here and take the last shot. And they're not going to get off in time, but I don't think anybody here in Jewel's going to think twice about it. What a great third quarter by the Rams as they will take a 40-19 advantage into quarter four. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more GMC girls basketball action on DCTV Sports.
Discover top quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
And welcome back to the Ramble Rock here as Tinora right now putting it on Ayersville up 40-19. And Kirsten, what a third quarter by the Rams, who I thought had an impressive first half. But in that third quarter, it was a football score. The Rams put up 21 points, holding the Pilots to just 7 to take us to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they've done an absolute great job, and they're even coming out hot this fourth quarter. That's a great way to start this last quarter for them.
Again, you can see that the confidence growing on each and every play here by Tinora. They continue to play downhill, attack the rim. Great drive and finish that time by Ella Holmeyer, who's had an outstanding night here at Tinora High School.
Yeah, she's done a great job, and her teammates have really helped with that for sure, giving her some open looks and giving her access to the basket.
Yeah, right now you can tell the intensity is not let up here for either team. This time in traffic, we see a shot by Allstater. We see about 5 jerseys on the floor going for that rebound. The arrow belongs to the Pilots, and they will maintain possession, running a blob.
Blob, yes, I remember that. Good shot by Avery Knieven.
That was great to design that time on the baseline out of bounds. There's blob, as we would say, and Knieven able to sprint there to the backside, received a nice pass. Much needed hoop, but right now the Rams still have the Pilots doubled up, 42-21.
Great ball movement.
Yeah, good hustle there by Ayersville to hold the Rams to one and done. And that was a good defense possession, I thought, from Coach Nicely's girls. The fact they forced a long three, was able to close out the deal with the rebound. This long three off the mark, but a second chance here for the Pilots. That one off the mark, a third chance. They're going to get Spangler there over the top. That'll send Kaylin Hadstead, the junior, to the line. Hadstead, a 75% free throw shooter coming in. Right now, Ayersville's going to need a monster fourth quarter as they face a 21-point deficit, and there still seems to be a lid on it for the Pilots.
Yeah, they need to step it up. If they want a chance to win in this game, they definitely got to put the pedal to the metal here.
And Ayersville continues to hound full court pressure, just trying to make anything happen. But there's the story of the night. Tinora continues to play downhill. And even though they came up empty, we've got a tie up on a loose ball. Arrow should, I think the arrow's facing the wrong way. We'll see if they get it right. Yes, they do. There they flipped it. It should be Tinora basketball. Tinora run a 1-4 baseline out of bounds.
Some great movement for the Tinora Rams there. Drew up that, your corner three play. In my opinion, I might have sent Kate Zimmerman out there. She's got a lot of threes for tonight.
Well, I tell you what, it's been really refreshing to see the improvement in the Rams. I've seen this team multiple times, but to me, Kirsten, the biggest difference I see tonight, it isn't their athletic ability. That's always been there, but it's been their mindset, their ability to play with confidence and really to be the aggressor here tonight and play downhill.
Yeah, and they've had that confidence that they can win, and I think Ayersville didn't come out with that extreme boost of confidence there at the beginning of the game, but if they step it in now, I mean, who knows what could happen.
Right now, the Rams in no hurry as they get the look they want to Spangler inside. Once again, Ayersville, like they've done all night, comes in to double down. They force another tie-up, and this time the Pilots do have the arrow. And right now, Coach Nicely continues to sub, trying to find that right combination. But right now, it's been Coach Plasman, but it's really been pushing all the right buttons here tonight. And here's a nice answer at the other end. Great job there, kind of in transition. They get a quick pass up ahead. And a nice finish that time by Knieven. This time, a good hustle play by the Rams, trying to extend that possession by going to the offensive glass. But Christina Meyer's foot was on the line when she took off and jumped to save that basketball. But I like Doug Plasman down there urging his team to play. I mean, looking at that bench, again, it looks like it's a one-point game, urging his team to get a stop.
Yeah, and that's what you want. You want your whole bench cheering you on, because if you look back and you don't really have that support behind you, you're going to kind of get down on yourself. So I think Tenora's bench and coach is doing a great job at that.
And also, as you've mentioned, it kind of gives you that extra giddy up, that extra step, so to speak. And we've seen that really carry over to Tenora at both ends.
Yeah. Avery's working hard down there.
Yeah, again, that's a tough matchup because she wants position. That time the Rams were fronting Avery down low. So credit the Pilots. They recognized it. They go lob over the top. Great call by veteran official Dean Rose that time to get the Rams on the hold.
Yeah, Avery's been hot these last couple times on the court. So keep getting her the ball and keep feeding it to her, and she might be able to step up.
And once again, a steal and a run out is Tinora unable to finish. Boy, I think Addison Dominic would like to have that one back. She made a tremendous defensive play, but just unable to finish there in traffic. And then the Rams get whistled for the foul. And that's going to go on Holmeyer, her second. 4 fouls now for Tinora in the fourth quarter. So if you're Ayersville, continue to attack the post, try to get to the foul line, extend this game. And there you go, right on cue. Great job that time. They find Kendall Boer spotting up on the low block, and Boer's immediately fouled. So that puts the Pilots in the bonus. So they'll be in the penalty, the final 4:33, with the ability to stretch this out, score points with the clock stopped. And Boer puts the first one up and in.
That is her 5th free throw made for the night.
And that's the type of player where I think that could be her strength. She's a tough guard there. She's got great quickness, great athleticism, great length. They'd love to see her get more post touches. We're going to have a quick timeout here as Ayersville burns a full timeout. We'll take a short break. There you see it, Tinora 42, Ayersville 25. We'll be right back with more basketball on DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
At Arthur Law Firm, we understand how overwhelming life can be after being seriously injured in a car accident. With over 50 years of experience, Arthur Law Firm has a track record of getting the results you deserve. When you don't know where to turn, get answers with Arthur. Call us today.
And welcome back here to Tinora High School as the Rams continue to pour things on. The Ayersville Pilots up 42-35, but the Pilots are in the penalty. And the way they've been playing aggressive here in this fourth quarter, they're going to try to find ways to get to that free throw line and extend this one out.
Yeah, and if they put some more fouls on Kendall, she's done a great job at the foul line today, and maybe they'll give her some more opportunities to bring up that score.
And there's going to be a Pilot foul after the timeout on Michaela Giesecke. That'll be her third. Just the first team foul for the Pilots, so they can afford to be aggressive here, trying to create some turnovers and maybe jumpstart their offense. And here I think they're going to whistle Madison Spangler for an illegal screen. And yes, it is. So that'll be her fourth. And since that's a player control foul, it will not result in free throws for the Pilots.
Okay.
But it does give their star player 4 fouls. And I would look for the Pilots to maybe try to, they're not going to take it at her because Coach Plasman's going to give her a short break here. But now you want to continue to go inside. And there they do. Boer with a good look, nearly gets her own rebound. And here we're going to have a tie-up. The arrow will belong to the Rams. So they dodge a bullet. Really good look that time inside by Kendall Boer.
Yeah, and great hustle on Homier, too, to try and get that loose ball.
Right now the Rams need to be in no hurry with a 17-point advantage. We're just past the midway point of quarter 4. And again, a great ball screen that time by the Rams. And the Pilots a little bit tardy there trying to hedge that screen. Results in a dribble drive by Callie Wells. And Wells, the freshman, will head to the charity stripe. Just a 38% free throw shooter. Right now trying to get that lead back to 18 points, and she does. Good looking stroke that time from Wells. And right now both coaches trying to sub some offense and defense. And right now a little bit confusion who that last foul was on as the officials get together. These guys are not only great officials, but they officiate multiple sports, so you have to love that. I would always encourage my athletes to give back, become an official, try to give back to the game a little bit. And credit to these guys, they've done it a long time in multiple sports. And how about that? The back end also up and in by Wells. And now the Rams at 44 points.
It was a good look for a lob, but just went a little bit long there for Emery. Sometimes that's hard to time up. Getting it, you sometimes throw it too far, sometimes you don't throw it far enough. It is a hard thing to kind of learn.
And especially when you have a defense that forces you to make that entry pass from so deep. If you can make it from the elbow there around the foul line, that's one thing. When you have to make it beyond the three-point line, it really makes it a much more difficult entry pass.
Yeah, especially when you add in defense in there too, it gets pretty tricky.
Boy, there's a good look and a good second look as this time Ayersville won a few times tonight where they get some second chance points. And again, that's Peyton Ensign, the sophomore, who's given them some good minutes off the bench here tonight.
Yeah, she's done a great job. She's got some good basketball sense.
And there's going to be another foul here in this Pilot defense. So I believe that's only the third team foul, and that'll also be the third foul on Avery Knieven. So one more foul to give here for the Pilots. Still desperately trying to fight back in it. It's a 17-point game, but again, the three-pointer can change things in a hurry.
Yeah, definitely.
But right now it has to start with the defense.
Another foul.
Yeah, credit to Rams. They continue to make a lot of hay here in the paint, get to the foul line time and time again. This time it'll be the only Rams senior, and that's Christina Meyer, going to the stripe, trying to give the Rams a little bit more separation. That one off the heel of the rim. And right now, if you're Ayersville, you have no margin of error, so any missed shots, you've got to get the rebound. You have to be efficient on offense. You have to find ways to get to the foul line to extend this ball game. Great job there by Meyer. Gets the lead up to 18.
She's 1 for 2 on free throws tonight.
Boy, how about that Ram defense? They continue to get not only in the passing lanes, they're doing a great job with closeouts, not allowing Ayersville to catch and shoot in rhythm. You know, Ayersville really not a solid three-point team. They don't rely on the three, but they've had 0 opportunities really beyond the arc here tonight.
Yeah, Tinora's just been putting every foot in the right direction and putting all the effort that they can in hustle. They've done a great job. Oh, great find. You know, there's plenty of time here. No need to rush. Set up your offense. There's nothing you can do wrong in Ayersville's sense at this point.
Yeah, and again, but credit that that Ram defense. They're doing such a good job in transition defense. But you're right. You know, they're going to have enough possessions. But again, when they're giving up points in the paint, they're getting to the foul line. That makes it tough math. And there, the lead now back up to 20 as Tinora once again gets points down low in the paint. And you talk about stringing together, 32 minutes. I would say the Rams have gotten 30 of those 32 minutes in quite well here tonight.
Yeah, they've done a great job trying to come back in this fourth quarter. We'll see what they can do with these last 2 minutes.
And again, in case you're just joining us, the irony of all this is an Ayersville team that took out Tinora on December 8th of this season by a 50-20 mark. And now this score is almost flip-flopped. You have 47 for Tinora, just 27 for the Rams. So Ayersville won by 30, but now trailing by, was 20. Now it's 19 here as we're under the 2-minute mark.
Great job for Avery Knieven getting her hand in the right spot to get that ball. And while she's not going to get the point, she did a great job with that hustle.
And that speaks volumes of the type of competitor she is. It'd be easy to be down on yourself. You're down 20 points to a team you probably felt you should beat coming in. But yet, here we are under 2 minutes to go, still trying to make plays, still trying to will her team back into it. Yeah, right now, I believe that is Kate Zimmerman's 5th foul, so that's going to bring Madison Spangler back in the contest. And what a night there. You see Coach Plasman kind of urging the crowd to give her an ovation. And why not? She's really had a great job here getting the start here tonight. And wow, what a senior night here for Christina Meyer. 9
points for the night. She's done a great job.
Yeah, that's just incredible. And again, a girl coming in averaging less than half a point per contest. You talk about stepping up, that's doing it.
Yeah, she's done a great job.
And speaking of great job, Avery Knieven continues to play hard here. And here's an offensive rebound by Giesecke. And right now, a little run here put on by the Potters, but you just think it might be too little too late. That's going to be a backcourt violation, so great job by the Pilots. They continue to play.
Yeah, great job getting that over and back called on Tinora, giving them another chance to make some points.
But it's been some of those lulls that Ayersville's had that's kind of done them in. I thought the biggest one was that 7-minute drought there in the first quarter that allowed the Rams to come from behind and take the lead. And once they took that lead early, they have not looked back.
Correct. They've done a great job tonight. Coming back from the big losses that they've had against some of the other schools, they've done a great job tonight.
And again, this is Kendall Brewer's game. I don't think she realizes the impact she can have as a player out there, as once again she finds herself at the charity stripe. First one on its way up and in, so good looking stroke once again by Brewer, the sophomore. And how about the ovation right now from the Ram faithful for the senior, Christina Meyer. Not sure you could draw up any nicer on a senior night. Impressive victory here for the Rams. that will end a 6-game losing skid. And more importantly than that, Kirsten, maybe give them some life and some momentum, some confidence as they hit the road for the last 4 games. All games which I think are winnable from what I've seen here tonight.
Yeah, they've done a great job. And, you know, it always makes you feel good. It's your senior night, winning the game. You know, both those girls did an absolutely great job. And going forward, they're definitely going to have that extra pep in their step.
Here you see the crowd once again finds their pleasure as Coach Plasman has 5 subs there at the scores table. Here's another play by the Pilots on defense, this time by Hestet. And they look to attack inside to Boer, but once again, she instantly is double teams. And now we have a new 5 coming in for the Rams, and the Ram faithful, a lot of them are coming to their feet, and why not? What a performance they've seen here in Jewel tonight, as the Rams are going to pick up their first GMC victory of the season. And how about that West Banko 3 on a nice out-of-bounds play by Michaela Giesige. String music that time by the junior. She connects on the West Banko 3.
Yeah, that was a great shot by her.
And Coach Plasma to save a timeout. It's going to burn a timeout here. Don't go away. We'll have the conclusion here in a few moments as the Rams lead the Pilots by 12 here. You're watching DCTV Sports.
At Arthur Law Firm, we understand how overwhelming life can be after being seriously injured in a car accident. With over 50 years of experience, Arthur Law Firm has a track record of getting the results you deserve. When you don't know where to turn, get answers with Arthur. Call us today.
Welcome back here to Tinora High School. We're in the final minutes of what appears to be a Tinora victory celebration in the wake. And right now, credit Ayersville, a team that was down 22, really what seemed just maybe a quarter ago, now is whittled the lead down to 12, but time running out, just 35.2 left for the Pilots as the Rams try to seal this thing out, up by 12 with the basketball.
Oh, great job on Avery Knieven there. Anticipation.
And again, she's really done a fantastic job, you know. And that's the one thing I think maybe some of these kids can learn through tonight, that there's a lot of ways you can lead your team. You know, some people do it vocally, but when you do it by what you do, your effort, that says a lot. And that kind of sums up Avery Knieven tonight. She really has played hard at both ends. And now she's trying to make good on both the front and back end. That rims out. Nice rebound that time by the Rams.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a great learning opportunity for Ayersville as, you know, they're trying to learn how to play without Kendra, and some of these girls can start figuring out how they're going to work as a team going forward.
Well, you're right. You know, I totally agree. And there's a learning curve for that. You just can't take away a Kendra Walder and all of a sudden, okay, we're going to make this adjustment and we'll be fine. You know, it's going to be kind of thrown in the frying pan and kind of learning on the go. And the Pilots have learned a lot. You know, they had a really disastrous start there, and credit to Tinora, though, for really playing hard, playing well. And how about this? Couple free throws by Knieven, gets this down to single digits. But again, time running out as we hit the 22nd mark of this one. And once again, a great job breaking that press. And the crowd ready to erupt as that time a good pass into the freshman, Abby Bidlack. Bidlack trying to get the end one. She does draw the contact, can't get the bucket to go. But now the freshman will head back to the charity stripe. She's been there a couple times previously here tonight, trying to get that lead back to 10. It's Coach Nicely will take out Avery Knieven, who gets a nice ovation from the Ayersville faithful tonight.
Yeah, she's done a great job tonight. She's made a lot of baskets starting out the team off. Just didn't happen for them tonight.
And there you see Bidlack with the first of two, trying to make good on the back end. That one off the mark. Good rebound by Giesige. And Giesecke's going to be fouled. So even the subs here for Tinora not taking their foot off the gas. They're trying to play hard, making pressure on Coach Plasman. But Coach Plasman probably did not want to foul there. And now Giesecke heads to the stripe. I'm sorry. That's Anne-Marie Sigler heads to the stripe. And again, she's a good-looking freshman. I think she's got a high upside. Kind of getting thrown in the fire tonight. And those 2 free throws cut the deficit to 8. But again, we're down to the last 10 seconds. And neither team going to take their foot off the accelerator this one. And I want to give credit to all 3 of these officials for the fact that even though this game is in hand, they're still calling it. You know, when you're a player out there with 10 seconds left and you get fouled, I think you deserve that call. Sometimes you see it just kind of, the game's over, we're going to let it slide. You know, that's what I like about these officials. They work the game. They do it the right way. They do it for the kids. And now 2 free throws coming up here for the Rams. And the first one by Tegan Billing, the freshman, up and in. That's got to feel good. Billing only a 29% free throw shooter coming in. Did not look like it on that one. Second one, great backspin and rotation. And the Rams now have 50, up by 10.
And that's what you want to see coming off the bench, especially for Coach seeing that. You know, that's a good look for her.
Yeah, and again, give these kids credit. Again, the bar's been set high by the groups ahead of them. They played hard here, but the Rams will hold on here for an impressive GMC victory. As again, after suffering a 50-20 loss to the Pilots back on December 8th, they kind of turned it around and they come out victorious 50-40. Kirsten, final thoughts on this one?
I think that Tinora, both teams did a good job, but Tinora just did great coming out with all of that energy, and they had that energy for the whole entire game. And I'm going to say that's kind of what beat Ayersville tonight, was their energy and their confidence. That's what won this game, in my opinion.
Well, don't go away, folks. We'll be right back with our game recap in our post-game show and game analysis. And we'll be back after these short messages. This is DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit member-owned financial cooperative. Visit superiorcu.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
At Arthur Law Firm, we understand how overwhelming life can be after being seriously injured in a car accident. With over 50 years of experience, Arthur Law Firm has a track record of getting the results you deserve. When you don't know where to turn, get answers with Arthur. Call us today.
Westbanco, building a better bank every day since 1870. Community-focused Westbanco. Find out more at westbanco.com.
Discover top quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Stamball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stamball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
In life, unexpected challenges can test us. If you've been seriously injured in a car accident, you deserve a team that understands. Because your story matters. Call Arthur Law Firm today. We'll fight for you every step of the way.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Well, welcome back here to Tinora High School with victorious head coach Doug Plasman. And Coach, wow, this one had to feel good. What an effort. You talk about stringing together 4 quarters. I thought your girls did that tonight.
Absolutely, they did. They did a phenomenal job. I've always said we work hard, and you know, credit to the girls because they never died here tonight, and they kept going. And man, for the seniors to go out like this, it was so exciting.
And Coach, you talked to us earlier in the week, and you really thought the keys were going to be, win the glass, get to those 50-50 balls, protect the paint. Well, I could say you checked off all 3 of those in a big way.
Well, I hope so. I haven't seen the stats yet tonight, but I tell you what, we worked hard all week about handling the ball pressure yet too. We knew they were going to go in a 2-2-1 press, and we could handle the ball. We drove to the ball. We drove to the hole a lot tonight too, which I was very happy with. We've been working on. We're getting downhill a lot, and kudos to the girls, man. They did a fantastic job.
Kirsten, anything for Coach here?
I would just say great job on keeping up the energy. I know as a player when I played, it was always good to be able to look back at the bench and, see my coach cheer me on. Just great job. What's going to look like this next week going forward?
Well, I tell you what, we got 3 games this next week. Holgate, Kalida, and Hicksville next Monday, Tuesday, Thursday next week. So, hey, we come to work every single practice, and the girls don't stop. I know our record doesn't look like it, but, like I said, kudos to the girls. They continue to work hard, day in and day out, and I can't say enough about them.
Well, Coach, that's quite a road trip to finish out the regular season. But to me, from what I saw tonight, those are winnable ball games for you, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. We're going to tackle them. I tell you what, we're giving our best effort. We play like this. We've had a few games like this, one against Eden like this. We come after it. We go after it. We work hard, and it shows a little bit tonight, and I'm hoping the girls build off of it.
Hey, Coach, one last question for you. I just love, I've seen your girls several times this season, but I love the downhill approach here tonight. I thought your team was the aggressor from the opening tap there to the final horn there. Talk about the importance of you guys playing with that type of confidence.
Absolutely, and we've been preaching that since day one, especially my point guards, is getting downhill. Because we're not a great shooting team. We want to get in the block underneath, get some of them in foul trouble here a little bit. Put some pressure on them a little bit. when we get downhill, opposed to just shooting threes or whatever we need to do. And like I said, I'm proud of the girls for being able to do that tonight.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win. I know you're going to get back to work, but enjoy this one tonight.
Yeah.
Your kids just played a fine ball game.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys covering us tonight, too.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Good job.
And now one of the seniors. Who wants to step up first here?
They can both go.
All right, we'll both go. We'll both go.
Come on, Kate.
Well, and you talk about, we'll save the best for last. We've got Coach Plasman out of the way, but we've got our 2 senior players here for the Rams, and Kate Zimmerman and Madison, get ahead of myself, Christina Meyer. Christy, I want to start with you. I thought you hit a couple big threes there early that really kind of, you could see the confidence building.
Yeah,
what was your mindset tonight coming in?
Honestly, my mindset was just go play the best game. This is your last game in the gym. Go out, represent, play your hardest, and just do your best.
And Kate, I think you saved your best for your last home game. I mean, you were forced, I thought, at both ends. Your presence was felt, I thought, from the onset. You know, how good did this one feel here coming out against a team that had knocked you guys out by 30 points in the DPT Classic back in December?
It definitely felt good to be able to see or show how we improved as a team throughout the time we had away from where we had played them. So it just felt good to show what we had become.
I talk about, you know, the mindset this week, going back to Coach Plassman's practices and so forth. You know, what was the point of emphasis? Was it a lot mental, being the fact that you lost these girls, you know, by big numbers earlier, or was it more working on execution, or maybe the both?
Not at all about how we had lost the last time. It was all how we had it this time. I don't think we mentioned a single time in practice how we lost by 30 last time. It was all, we have a chance this time, we've improved a lot, and it's time to get them this time.
I love that. And Christina, talk about you guys' effort tonight for 4 quarters. I mean, I thought your first quarter was fantastic. You fell behind 2-0, and then you went on a run. You held them scoreless for 7 minutes. You kept it up in the second quarter, but then I think there was a feel that somewhere, especially on the Ayersville side, all right, we're going to come back, we're going to weather the storm. You guys did not let that happen. You guys just really took over in that third quarter. What was talked about at halftime?
Just like keeping the flow going, like don't let up, like we have it where we want them, just fight hard, don't give them any chance to come back, like don't give them a leeway, just work hard. We know what we need to do, we know what we're good at, just work hard, push together, and play as a team.
And going forward now, okay, you got your first GMC win, and now you guys go to kind of a road swing here, so to speak. I think your final 4 games are on the road. Yep. But what's this win tonight going to do with your confidence here throughout the rest of the regular season?
I think it'll definitely help us coming into like these next 4 games. We really needed a win tonight, and I think with this win, it shows how we can really work together, play as a team, and it gives us more confidence for especially going on the road and knowing how we can play and finish the season out.
And Kate, what's going to be the focus now for you guys here as you prepare for this big road trip coming up, so to speak?
I think the focus is going to be remembering how we know how to play as a team and just not losing that feeling that we definitely had tonight, all that energy. I mean, the bench is amazing. They are always bringing us energy and helping us get energized for the game, so just keeping that going.
Well, that's something Kirsten and I both saw here tonight. We're impressed, not only the play on the floor, but we thought on the sidelines too. Well, you guys were each other's biggest cheerleaders, so we congratulate you guys both. Well, that was a fun game to watch. You guys just played a complete 32 minutes. We wish you guys the best here as you conclude the regular season and prepare for the upcoming tournament.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. We'll be back more here one more time here from Tinora High School. We'll take a short break, and we'll have more here from the Tinora High School as they're victorious tonight, 50-40 over the Ayersville Pilots. Don't go away. We'll have more here on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Stamball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stamball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Super strong. They did a great job tonight. Really great to hear from the girls who came up and talked. They both put a tremendous amount of effort in, and all of them did. They came out with confidence, and they kept that confidence going through the whole entire game, and I gave them a lot of credit for that.
You know, and I really liked what they mentioned, the fact that here's a team that we lost by Ayersville 30 points 7 weeks ago, but yet our focus on practice this week, we didn't mention that game at all. We mentioned on what the present, the now, what we are going to do, and I really like that mindset.
Yeah, I think that's really important, especially for the girls going forward, knowing that they do have that big win under their belt. I think that's going to give a lot of confidence going forward. They do have some road games. I just think they did a tremendous job here tonight. Really surprised me, and I think they did a great job.
Yeah, you're right. A big win. I think that's going to be a shot in the arm, and certainly, this is the Tinora team. I think that grew up a lot tonight, and credit to those two seniors, Kate Zimmerman and Christina Meyer. Boy, they just, I thought, were lights out. They led by example, but you can tell with talking to those two girls, they've got a bright future ahead. They certainly got a high mental side of the game as well. So that'll do it for us here at Tinora High School. We've got a lot of thank yous. I'd like to certainly thank all our underwriters, our sponsors. Without their support, this would not be possible. So they're the true heroes. Go out there and visit them, support them, do what you can do, because, again, they're the real true heroes. I'd like to thank our fantastic crew, and for Kirsten Meyer, I'm Scoop Miller, signing out as the Tinora Rams end a 6-game losing streak as they top the Ayersville Pilots 50-40. You've been watching a presentation of DCTV Sports.